Petty 40.
Yeah, bosses speak. Mr. 110 game lace, better take a seat.
Facts.
OG Hollywood, let me set this tone. Every gem that I drop, turn a thought to a throne. Ain't no cap in here, just a blueprint real. Where the hustle meet the knowledge and the vision get sealed. Convos like gold, better soak this up. If you ain't moving with intention, you ain't moving with us. Oh, money tall, mind rich, that's the mindset. Did it all with no glitch, now the time set. We was down, now we rise and check the process. Turn the volume up, let them digest. 110, yeah, you just tapped in with the best of them. Game heavy, every word like a testament. You could've been anywhere, but you locked in. Took notes, gained jewels, now go clock in. Boss talk ain't for everybody, but you here now, Mr. 110. Next episode, we gon' air it out. Let's go, facts. Oh, stay locked in, we just getting started. Every move precise, never half-hearted. Till next time, keep the hustle alive. 110%, let's rise. 110, 110 on the dash, we don't slow the pace. Same time, next move, we gon' elevate levels. That's the mindset. Did it all with no glitch, now the time set. We was down, now we rise and check the process. Turn the volume up, let them digest. Yeah, you just...
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all know who y'all rocking with. The one and only Mr. 110 is in the building. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and what? Share this content, man. Let's do that. Share this content, man. Peace and blessings upon everybody, man. May this day bring you whatever you wish for. But just don't wish bad on nobody else. Do that for me, Mr. 110. Let's get into it. We all familiar with the situation that happened in Frisco, Texas at the track meet, right? Where two teams got into an altercation. Unfortunately, one team was unalived. So nobody wins in this situation. But in today's time, society has turned this tragedy for both families into a black and white situation. Society has done that. And that's to be expected. Why? Because what has happened to black society in the past. Some look at this as a give back. But it's not the right thing to do. Because these were two young individuals that had a promising future. Things were looking up for them. Never did they think in a split second that both of their lives would change. Two families' lives were turned upside down due to the fact of this tragic incident, right? And senseless. I like to say senseless. On this particular day, it was raining. One team was already up under the tent, and another individual wanted to escape the rain. So what better way to escape the rain than to step up under the tent? For that one split second, all I want to do is not get wet. But what happened? It didn't end like that. One thing led to another, and it was a sad day, put it like that. It was a sad day. That's why I tell people all the time, man, never underestimate the intentions or the power of another person. The most dangerous person in the world is a person with their mind made up, regardless of whether it's right or whether it's wrong. We have to respect the other person's space. And what's so crazy about this is that the tent didn't belong to neither one of those people. It didn't belong to neither one of those people. But yet and still, one spoke aggressively to the other, and the other reacted in an aggressive way where an unaliving occurred. And it was unfortunate that it was a black kid and a Caucasian kid. So what do the world do? They put the whole black and white spin on it and turn it into something that they want to turn it into. That's what done happened to this situation. The overall problem has been overlooked, and it turns into who was right, who was wrong. He said, "Don't put your hands on me." And the other person put their hands on him, and it didn't end well. Consequences and repercussions for our actions. That's what happened that day. That's what happened that day. It was an unfortunate situation. Very unfortunate. Two families lost. One kid is never coming back, and the other kid has to fight like hell to stay free. But leave it up to society to turn into a black and white situation. You cannot look at this particular case and compare it to what happened to somebody else. You can't do that. I mean, you can do it, but it's not going to work. Every case has its own place in the law. Every case has its own place in the law. But we live in a time to where people only know black and white. They only know black and white. Who knows what KARMELO was going through in his everyday life? Who knows? Nobody. All they know is he had a knife in his bag and dared the other individual to touch him. That automatically place him as the bad guy. Automatically place him as the bad guy. He's a thug. He's a thug. That's the stigma that they put on the black man. You got to give a ball, a strike, a strike. When in fact, if the other individuals never say, get out from under our tent, he'd never see the knife. The knife would have never came out. Nobody's looking at it like that. It's always warning before destruction. In almost every case. But we'll never know what really happened. Because the witnesses in this case are all going to say something different. This is the time where people are going to pick sides because the public pressure is going to be put on by other people. But we shall see. We shall see. But let it play out in the courtroom and see what happens. Let it play out in the courtroom to see what happens. Today, KARMELO was granted a bond reduction, and his lawyers spoke. And this is what they had to say. This is what the DA had to say.
I can say, but the judge. All right.
Can you come this way?
Sure.
Okay, that's fine, right there.
All right, there's not much I can say. The judge has made the call, and so what's important is what's next. Frisco PD will be finishing up their investigation. They will submit the case to my office. We will review it and ultimately present it to a grand jury. And so that's what's next. That's really much, it's pretty much all I can say right now. We do our speaking in, as far as the facts go in the courtroom. Many of you were in there, so you understand what was said. But this is a terrible tragedy for our entire, not just Frisco, but Collin County community. One family has suffered a permanent loss. It's the most unnatural thing for a parent to lose their child. It's permanent, it's profound, it's certainly premature, and it's the hardest thing that I think a human being can go through is to lose their child. The Anthony family has had a different kind of loss, but a loss nonetheless. But the judge has made her call, and we look forward to continuing the process and looking forward to reviewing all the facts of the case that Frisco PD is coming up with and present it to a grand jury. What we're concerned about as prosecutors is justice, truth, and accountability. And so we will go where the facts lead us. Thank you so much.
Could you speak about the security and the vitriol and just the safety even for the judge and your officer?
Well, this has definitely rocked our entire community. And so it has struck a nerve in the community, and it's hard for everybody to be level-headed at a time like this. So that's where we come in. It's our job to be level-headed, to be fact-based, and to follow the truth wherever it leads. Thank you so much.
Just remember this. This is Collin County. This incident happened in Frisco. This don't always happen in Frisco. Why? Because most people that reside in Frisco is labeled as a high-income area. The crime rate in Frisco is very low. This is the reason why I said it was rocked. But this is America. Anything can happen anywhere at any time. Anywhere at any time. This is what KARMELO's lawyer had to say before he was released.
Life. Self-defense is a protection that applies to each and every one of us. There are two sides to every story, and KARMELO is a 17-year-old kid and an excellent student He is the captain of his track team. He's the captain of his football team. And prior to this, what was on his mind was what college he was going to go to. This is a tragedy all the way around for both families. Rushing to judgment, trial by public perception and trial by media is not how we ensure justice is done. We are confident that after a full investigation, that the truth will come out. Thank you.
Mike, you took umbrage with the state's assessment that this was simple and brutal. Why so?
Well, the fact of the matter is, like I said, there's two sides to every story, and we've only heard one side. In any criminal case, the police investigate, and the defense is always far behind that. And so it is a one-sided investigation to this point, and even that investigation is still ongoing. So to say that it happened this way or that way is just not accurate at this point. All of the facts are going to come out, and that's why our system of justice requires that we keep our minds open and we let the facts come out as they are after a full investigation.
Is your client going to be able to make bond and get out today?
I anticipate that he will be able to make bond. I can't speak to how quickly that will go. Funds, in the funds that have been raised are not quick to come out. And then, there's obviously a process to the release process once bond is posted.
The big question that a lot of people have is, why was this young man armed on school property?
That's an understandable question, but it's not something that, frankly, we're prepared to even go into. This is something that I know the police and the prosecution want to get it right and want to have a full and fair investigation, and so do we. So it would be irresponsible for me or them at this point to start saying, this is what happened, this is why, anything. So I understand that's a big question. It's going to be a big question, and it's something that we will find out, and we ask that the public, as hard as it is, withhold judgment and let both of these families have justice, that let both of these young men, the Metcalf family and the memory of who they've lost, but also KARMELO, have a fair and full justice process.
Ultimately, your feeling on the reduction of this bond, you feel it's fair?
Yeah, I feel it's fair. Bond, as the judge said, is not supposed to be an instrument of oppression. It's not supposed to keep people in jail. It's not supposed to punish. It's supposed to ensure that a person shows up to court, complies with all conditions, and it's supposed to keep the community safe. So this is a large and substantial bond, and the judge has, I think, rightly imposed reasonable conditions that will ensure both KARMELO and the Anthony family's safety, but also the safety of the community.
What was KARMELO's reaction today? He didn't seem very talkative toward you. And how has jail, I guess, been so far for this teenager? And is he on suicide watch or anything like that?
I honestly can't speak to KARMELO's reaction because I was so focused on the hearing and what was going on and what the judge was saying. I think we have to all remember KARMELO is a 17-year-old kid who's never been in any sort of trouble before. If you can just put yourself in his shoes, this is a scary, bewildering process, and I can't even imagine what was going through his head, just as I'm sure I can't imagine what was going through the heads of the Metcalf family. So this is something that is new to all of them and incredibly trying.
So for people who want to know, why were you selected? I mean, what is your experience? I mean, you had to be really good.
I can't speak as to why I was selected. In any case, it's important to have an attorney that you connect with, that you feel has the right amount of experience and the right investment in the case. And I'm not speaking to anybody else. I just know that that's important in any case.
Just how unsafe does this family feel? You mentioned it multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to speak for them at this point, but I think you can imagine the press coverage on this case has been immense, and the online and public reaction has been immense. And unfortunately, as is common in our culture, especially lately, the vitriol and the public reaction, one way or the other, has been intense. And threats and talk of race war and all kinds of insanity isn't good for, obviously, the Anthony family. It's not good for the Metcalf family. It's not good for the peace and safety of our community. So, I would ask, and I know both sides would ask, that the temperature on this be allowed to come down.
Let the temperature come down. People are turning this into a race war. This is an unfortunate situation where two people lives and their families were changed forever. Don't turn into something that is not. Simple as that. This is the culture we live in. And people are drawn to drama. It gets no bigger than this. A black kid unalives a white kid. That opens the door for every racist individual to come out. Whether you are black, white, Hispanic, whatever race you are, this opens the door for it. That's why it's a justice system. Sometimes it is just, and sometimes it is not. But we clearly can see neither one of those kids were thugs. It's just that the unfortunate situation happened. However, KARMELO Anthony has made bond as of now. He's going home, but he still has to face what he did. So let's not overlook that. He unalived the person. Whether it was self-defense or whether it was not, he has to answer to that. That's just the way the justice system works. But as of now, he's going home. KARMELO has been set free with stipulations with a change. There's no room for black and white, man. Y'all remember to hit the like button and the subscribe button, man.
Petty 40. Yeah. Bosses speak. Mr. 110 game lace, better take a seat. Facts. OG Hollywood, let me set this tone. Every gem that I drop, turn a thought to a throne. Ain't no cap in here, just a blueprint real. Where the hustle meet the knowledge and the vision get sealed. Convos like gold, better soak this up. If you ain't moving with intention, you ain't moving with us. Oh, money tall, mind rich, that's the mindset. Did it all with no glitch, now the time set. We was down, now we rise and check the process. Turn the volume up, let them digest. 110, yeah, you just tapped in with the best of them. Game heavy, every word like a testament. You could have been anywhere, but you locked in. Took notes, gained jewels, now go clock in. Boss talk ain't for everybody, but you here now. Mr. 110, next episode, we gon' air it out. Let's go, facts. Oh, stay locked in, we just getting started. Every move precise, never half-hearted. Till next time, keep the hustle alive. 110%, let's rise. 110 on the dash, we don't slow the pace. Same time, next move, we gon' elevate levels.